Owning a private lake was one of the proudest moments of my life. My family had purchased the land decades ago, and I inherited it fair and square. It was peaceful, quiet, and untouched, the perfect retreat away from the chaos of city life. But when I returned after a few months away, I nearly fell over in shock. On the far side of my lake, massive construction equipment sat parked. Fresh pavement, tiki torches, and cabins lined the shore. A sign in bold letters read, "Lakefront Resort, managed by HOA Vacations." I drove straight to the so-called main office they had set up, which, to my disbelief, was nothing more than a remodeled cabin from my property. Karen, the ever-persistent HOA president, stood behind the desk, grinning smugly. "Oh good, you're here," she said, like I was the intruder. "This land is now part of our development project. The community voted to expand, and we've turned this lake into a resort. You can either rent a cabin or leave." I almost laughed in her face. "Karen, I own this lake. It's my land. You built all of this without my permission, which means you've committed trespassing and illegal construction." She scoffed, waving me off. "You don't own anything. The HOA does now. People have already paid thousands in bookings. You can't just waltz in and take it back." I instead walked away, but not before snapping dozens of photos of everything. The cabins, the dock, the parking lot full of cars, all of it built on my property. The next day, my lawyer filed an emergency injunction. Within a week, the court reviewed my deed, my maps, and my evidence. The verdict? Every single structure was illegally built on my land. And since they had turned it into a commercial enterprise without permits, fines were stacked so high it was laughable. Then came the best part. A major corporation had been eyeing my lake for years, willing to pay billions to acquire it as a private resort and spa. So instead of fighting with the HOA further, I sold the entire property, legally, cleanly, and for more money than I could have imagined. When the new owners arrived with eviction notices, HOA members screamed, begged, and pleaded, but there was nothing they could do. They had built their dream resort on land that was never theirs. As Karen was escorted off the property, her face twisted with rage. Meanwhile, I walked away with a billion-dollar deal and the satisfaction of knowing the HOA had destroyed themselves.